Hello everybody and welcome to my video blog, aka vlog, which I've created for evaluate my music magazine cover that I've created towards my coursework for my media studies. My name is Robert Varga and I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy this video. The first question: in what ways does your music magazine develop or challenge forms and conventions of a real music magazine cover? First of all, I wanted to create something that is competitive to those kind of music magazine covers. Therefore, I looked up loads of US based music magazine covers, which I found really useful because the color combinations that they've used were really amazing, and personally I felt like it is appealing to me. I've looked up magazines such as The Source, XXL Hip Hop Magazine, The Vibe, and many different others. So let's just take a look at the settings of my music magazine cover. As you can see, there are four main colours in the music magazine cover, which is black, white, grey and red. The reason why I've did this because I looked at several different magazines and there was one music magazine cover that really inspired me, and that was Vibe's music magazine cover. As you can see it at the moment, we can see Eminem as a main photo in a medium close-up. I looked up these colours and what their signifiers are, and I found red is energetic colour, signifies power, signifies fire, and it makes the magazine stand out in a certain way. And adding black and white to it, it just gives another aspect to it, and also it creates a really good contrast. As you can see, I've used it on my magazine cover, and in my opinion it came out quite well. The leading colours are black and red, obviously, as you can see on my masthead and my font. However, there are strap lines that are in grey, and also the background is white because it gives it a professional look. If we take a look at the size of the masthead, it played a really important role to it. This is because the size of the masthead obviously represents the magazine, and today, on the 21st century, marketing is a really important aspect to promote a particular product or service. Therefore, I created this masthead, and the reason I chose this size was because we need to show the importance of it. We need to make sure that people know about this particular brand. Also, I have placed the masthead behind the model. The reason why I've chosen this? Simple. It gives a 3D effect to the magazine, which makes the model stand out more from the picture. And also, because I created this magazine, I want it to be a well-established, popular magazine. People would already know about it, people would already know the brand, they would know the name of the music magazine cover, and they would know the motto, which is being the loudest in hip-hop. The font types I've used were Master of Break, as you can see it on the strapline. Timo is back on plate. I've used Captain America and Hollywood font types. This is because they are smart, they're sophisticated, they give a professional impression. And also, the reason why I've used 3 font types is because I wanted to create something modern, something really urban, because due to my survey, I've realized if I only use one particular font type, it would make a boring look. The body language and the facial expression of my model is really simple. We can see him in a medium shot, just standing, looking directly into the camera, which creates direct mode of address, which creates a communicational tunnel between the audience and the photograph, and the magazine. This is really beneficial because the face of the celebrity, of the artist that we're talking about, that is on the front of the magazine cover, is being associated with the brand. Question 2. How does your music magazine represent a particular social group? Well, I wanted to appeal to a specific target audience. There are hip hop lovers, there are aged between 14, 15, up until 25, maybe 30. This is because, as I already said, hip hop is a really wide genre and it appeals to loads of people depending on the artist, depending on their clothing, depending on the way the music is being built up. Question 3. I am going to skip this question. I'm going to write it down in a longer explanation why I've skipped this step on my video evaluation and why I wanted to just write it down instead. Question 4. Who would be the audience for your music magazine? The answer is going to be really simple. My target audience is going to be males and females at the same time in a 60-40% ratio from the age of 14 up until 30. The reason why I've chosen this is because it's a wide range of target audience which could increase the amount of sales that we made, and also we could advertise and promote our brand and our company name. Question 5. How did I attract my target audience? It is very simple. I've included freebies onto the magazine cover which says you can win Chris Brown tickets if you buy the magazine, which includes an extra service to the magazine for those who buy the magazine and those who read it. Also, at the left corner of the magazine you can see the top 10 tunes of all time, which appeals to my target audience because obviously they are hip hop lovers if they're reading my magazine and they are curious about it, they're interested in hip hop, therefore it would be great for them to see the top 10 tunes based on the views of the music, the downloads of the music, and how many records has been sold on that particular music song, or that's a rap song or that hip hop song that we are talking about. And they are all going to be listed in the magazine, which is a really interesting topic to talk about. People could chat about it, people could explore different new songs that they maybe didn't know about. Also, it allows them to have a conversation about it, to discuss their opinion to others. The other really important thing to what I want to talk about is the fact that I've used a little bit of slang, use of language on my straplines. For example, Timo is back on plate. Usually on a professional magazine you wouldn't see this strapline appearing. However, because we're talking about a hip hop magazine, an urban magazine that is really modern, that we have to appeal to the target audience, it allowed me to use that kind of language on the magazine cover. Timo is back on plate means Timo is coming back from somewhere. Therefore it increases the curiosity of the audience. They're going to be curious about, what's happened? What happened to Timo? Why is he gone? And why he is back? Therefore, I found it a really good technique to attract my target audience. Also, back on plate has a signifier to food. Everybody loves food and everybody eats food. And when you see something on the plate, you assume that you have to consume it or you want to consume it. Therefore, Timo, the artist, is being associated with food that is required, that is something that you need it in able to survive. This signifies how popular Timo was, or Timo is, and the reputation of it. Question 6. Now we're getting closer to the end now. What have you learned about the technologies from the process of constructing this product? All I can say is I've done GCSE media before, which already included using Photoshop and different programs and able to create something that is looking professional or is similar to a professional looking product. And also I'm a photography student in A-level, what means Photoshop has not been new to me and I've already been comfortable with it. I already knew how to use the basics. However, there were some examples where I wanted to create something professional and I needed to look at some additional information on YouTube, some tutorial videos, which I've already done. For example, I used to use just Magic Wand tool and able to cut the background out, but now I had to use a layer mask on the picture and able to make that sharp cut and make sure that it looks professional. Also, as you can see on my main model, he's covered in tattoos. On the original pictures, as you also seen through my previous vlogs, he doesn't have tattoos. So I looked up some tattoos in Google and I looked up some videos how to add it, and I've created a really professional and original looking photograph in my opinion. Question 7, the final question. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in progression from it to full product? Well, as you can see on my preliminary task, it looked professional due to the main picture which I've taken of my friend called Sean. He's a 28-year-old guy who's got a good job, therefore he allowed me to take a picture of him because he needed it for his job and it benefited me for my media coursework as well. And looking at the masthead, I believe it was a little bit too complicated. I've improved on my strap lines, my headlines, and the overall look of the magazine throughout this process, and I'm really happy about the end product. I'm really happy about the outcome. So I'm really hoping that you guys are going to like it as well.